Hello, today I will be telling you about little bit you guys need to understand the system to be sophisticated system, little bit the tracking of the IP address, the tracking of the system, how where is the information is coming from and how much of the work is behind it, right? So you once you making a small design of even if a grocery shop is there or a design of the patent or a plastic is there, it costs you close to 100 million to 200 million testing on a one small part. You're sending that for free. Each website is worth close to 500 million to 700 million, 800 million, $1 billion. You're just putting it online and giving it for free. It's a rubbish system. Stop the system. So same happened with me also. My data, my numbers, my papers, they are just stealing the stuff up, stealing the stuff up, stealing the stuff up. So you guys need to make that copyright infringement, make the governmental system to harness the country's originality into the work. Little bit make the complex system. Harvard University they have to do that and make a parliament system inside the New England where everyone can understand the system, what is going on, what is going on, what is going on. That people need to understand those system, right? So all the system needs to be understandable. That what is going on, what is going on, that has to be understandable. And the another thing is uh, and the another thing is and the another thing is uh, you guys need to understand all those situations, like how to understand how the situation is, how the tackling of the system is, right? And the little bit of the what happened is those people who are working there for analyzing the particles, planets, people analyze the body system, they're working 20 hours, 20 hours, 12 hours system, right? If you increasing the system up, if you increasing the system up, the system of the giving the money randomly to people, randomly to young people, right? 20 years old for 40 years old shouldn't have 500 million, $100 million in his bank account. Who no one is going to work properly, right? If I'm going to a work, I'm 50 years old guy, you're giving a 20-year-old guy $1 million or $50 million or $100 million, my mind always be fucking what the fuck am I doing there, man? There will be so much errors, the plane errors, the trafficking errors, the train errors, there will be the system into the system. Certainly slowly the system will dampen it up, right? The system will dampen it up slowly. The system will dampen it up slowly, slowly, and it will lead you to the last batch. No one is gonna do the. I'm getting $50,000 for airplane trafficking, managing the system or the countering system or the cleaning system or this that. So you're giving a random person for $400 million. They're gonna do the work badly. They're not gonna do the work properly, right? So understand the system. Little bit understanding of the system. You guys need to understand that the system has to be understood properly, right? So those systems you guys need to understand. Understanding the mechanical system, component system. This is the approval body has to be there from the bigger universities. The collaboration of the Europeans, Israelis, the United Kingdom, Australian, Canadians, and Americans, and the South Americans. South American, all the combinations you create some material, right? If so suppose you don't have to kill the people, right? If if the some country guy is raising some startup up, initiating some invention up, right? You said I got a inventory and direct and indirect 1 billion people are working inside the world. And this is the inventory. This is the service. You cannot approve the startup, or you give approval cost that I'm losing 500. I'm losing $500 trillion with your startup. If a Rockefeller is there, he said, I am losing $500 trillion of assets in America, in not in America, in yeah, in American, in whole North America. $500 trillion assets I lose with a new oil invention, the refineries, the system, the air clean, the all those system. I'm losing $500 trillion just with one invention. Just with one invention, I'm losing $500 trillion. Then you cannot approve the system, right? You have to understand the destruction cost, the innovation destruction, right? If I'm in the atomic center a little bit, they were little bit they love the system, so they blow the system up. It is fine. Blow the system up. You can make the system, but you make a secondary system. It's not a big problem. Given you a design of the system, do not tell exactly, because if these guys, what happen is the border crossings of the system, the immigration system becomes easier. So what happens is all the border areas is cut down from the electricity. There are problems in all the border areas in all over the world. Most of the world border areas are remote. The problem, the contamination sites in African system, also in the European, in the Saudi system, in the Middle East, inside the buildings has been raised up. It's not stuck in the horizontal direction, so it doesn't grow outside this way, this way, this way, this way, right? What happens is there is so much for making a 100 mile road. You need so much resources, so much machining. You guys need to understand the system, right? If suddenly sudden invention is there, you have to understand that what will be the disaster cost to the, is it affordable? Is it affordable? What will be the understanding the system? You guys need to understand the system. The Harvard University, Cambridge, you guys need to make the one parliament of the educated, the PhD parliaments. All the PhD holders, the advisory committee, bigger people, 80 years, 70 years, 60 years, 50 years old people, they will go there. Give them 1 million salary to take some Israeli people, 1 million salary a year. 1 million salary a year and $10 million house to all those parliament people. $1 million salary a year and $10 million for for house. And in the if in England also you do the system. If any guy is a mechanical engineer, 20 years experience, I will give you $1 million and $10 million house if you want, if you join the PhD parliament for understanding the real time data, the universities, the real time analysis, and understanding the system, and teaching the system up, so what happens is you giving the random people, they are aggressive, they are going to destroy the system up. Suddenly there will be destructions. What happened is airplane started destruction in England up. So the destruction is sometimes they start deteriorating the material. Suddenly you launch some new plane, suddenly you launch some new plane, they start deteriorating the airplanes. They said no, new planes will is gonna come up to destroy these old planes. The stocks will go up, the Boeing will go up. This may I got 100 million. If I got 100,000 new plane contract in all the world, the old planes they will start degrading it. You got to understand, if a 100 million plane is there, if a 100 million plane is there, you taken it for two years for flights, 70 million life of the plane is left. $70 million life of the plane is left. So you have to understand that the real cost is so much. The real cost is again, you guys need to understand that the loaning system is a little bit dangerous. You have a loan 70 years, 80 years loan on each things. So understanding the system is very, you have to understand the system sophisticatedly, properly. So what happened is suddenly you guys just thinking about the stocks, the numbers and stocks and numbers and stocks and numbers. Don't just think about that. So what will you do with the stocks? What will you do with the stocks? The one thing is your mortgage, right? One thing is the mortgage. What is the worst? If you don't have a job, the government said 6 months you don't have to pay the mortgage. I will reduce the tax for the banking system. I will increase the federal loan system a little bit. The fractional reserve, increase the loaning system, so they spread it to the more people. It is already globalized. It's in China. You make the disaster management banking system. Just one bank, the Morgan City banks, the Bank of England, the European banks, the Deutsche Bank, the Canadian, Japanese, and the European and the Australian banks. All those banks, you made one disaster bank, innovation disaster bank recovery system, and you take the money from there. How much is that? It is going to give you another like 50-70 trillion dollars in that bank. 50-70 trillion dollars in that bank, and then the system will be run smoothly. You don't have to kill more people and stuff. The money you so the thing is, this thing you guys don't understand, right? So suddenly if you give the money to everyone, the system will dampen up. So here what happen is, mostly the people the mortgage is paid. Here the mortgage is paid close to 4-5 billion houses are there. 4 billion mortgage is paid. What they are doing, they're doing all business, small business, small scale business. 5-7 customers a day, 7-8-10-20 customers a day, that's it. And rest of the people are doing the labor. Normal people are doing the labor, right? Normal people are doing the labor, the small brick work, or the construction work, or some small things, or making some clothing system, or the cutting system, or system. Operating the machinery is very tough. You have to do a technical system. It is, again, you need to understand the language, you need to understand the psychology, you have to understand, you have to be in discipline, right? You have to be in discipline. From 8 o'clock to 5 o'clock you have to come to the office. You have to work properly with the systematically. If the 100,000 people are around you, or 50 million people are around you, or or 500, 700 people are around you, you have to understand that system, right? So what I'm trying to say you is, you guys are start killing them, the people, the educated people, there will be so much resistance. You guys need to understand the system. So the system, and do not put the young people's name on it. There will be so much resistance, there will be so much problems, so much problems, right? There will be so much problems. You guys need to understand the system. There will be political losses, there will be job losses, there will be self motivation loss, right? If I'm working there 30 years, I'm working there inside an office, suddenly something random comes up. I need to have a justification, what is going on, what is the number, what is the head, what is the head call, what is the disaster call, what is understanding the everything system. I have to get everything right. You have to understand the system, right? So this system is understanding the system. You guys need to understand that the psychology of the person, right? What is, if you would demotivate the person get demotivated so much, right? And that the live worry thing is, I don't think it is real or not, but the way I analyze is, maybe the the temple was big, and they had a small temple, so they start lying about 700-800 years and other kind of stuff. I don't know exactly, because the cement and bricks, and they before it was mostly of the rocks. So suddenly some things are manipulated. What happens is, you tell the forever living product, the king system will be against you, the Europeans will be against you, Israelis will be against you. Some of the suddenly the people start killing each other, and older people all dies. So someone's trick is there. So try to understand the system, because what happened is, this is, whoever is done is, will be 50, 60 years old, who read the system up, who read the system up, there was some problem. They, what happened is, once you see there is some problem, I go to America, I see some problem, I will attach to a church, right? What is a religious place where the people is getting motivated? The political system is, it doesn't solve the problem instantaneously. The political system, it is very tough to understand the system. You have to understand the whole life, the career, the political system, the party system, the understanding the system. It's very, very, very difficult to penetrate into the system, and making the changes is very difficult. Suddenly we make the changes up, the suddenly the other party will start killing the people up. He said, "Is my reputation is on name, my voting power is on my name. I cannot elect my person up. The next year there will be election, I cannot elect my person up, right?" So there will be so much resistance is there, which needs to be slowly, the system has to be done. So the another thing is, you can approach the religions, right? If I'm going to America, there is some problem, I can approach the church. I, church is just a community that to talk with the people, right? Talk with the people is easier, it's communicable. People are having communication, we can communicate. So that is easier to communicate, right? So this is the thing, you guys need to understand the system. So if you make the parliament system in New England, there won't be much problems. I understand. So suppose if the guy is in the Britain is there, he said, yeah, when I'm working here, maybe when I'm 60 years old or 50 years old or 55 years old, I will join this parliament. There will be commonwealth, some inheritance of the wealth from the older people who have invested in your families, right? The British invested in, Europeans invested in, American invested in, Australian invested in, and those people, the Israelis invested in it. Israelis invested in it. So mostly the people, you give a 2%, 5% reservation to all the people who have invested there before, who have invested the money in before, 4 or 5% in the reservation for those people. At 4 or 5% reservation for those people, you give them the 4 or 5% reservation to those people, and then those people will go there and understand the system. Understanding the system is you guys need to understand that 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 it is not that the how many cars, how many machines are there, right? The machine cost, the sustainability analysis, little bit of the central intelligence. You hire more mechanical historians and understand the system. So what happens is a fatigue will be there if you use it for 1 million cycles. How many cycles you are using? If the material is left there, it is made with low power, not melting up, it lasts longer, right? It lasts longer. But if you use it for cyclic system, the material strength and ductility is very low. What happens is, once we melt it up and solidify it at a temperature and cold press it, then it becomes solid, and it doesn't changes the weight on the particular axis. On the particular location, on all the grain boundaries are mostly newly created, and then the punching of the system, the dampening of the system, the fluctuation of the system is not there. So that can be used for the dynamics of the system. The static system is different. The static system, you can use the low power, low heat system, then it doesn't have the particle damages. The grain boundaries are originality. When the grain boundaries are close to originality, there is not much particle interference and there is not much damages into the system. But if you are using it for the dynamic and understanding the system and the weight of the system, you have to use it properly, right? Another thing is launching the system, the launching the machine, whatever the computing system is there. You need to have a secondary two systems, one in the air remotely you control, one in the in inside the. The Israelis has it, the Britishers has it, the Europeans also has it, little bit of the controlling of the system, right? So what we analyze is on the sides we don't have much. It is one element cluster. It's just a one element cluster. We don't have much things around here. It's just the drawings and stuff. It's just the small drawings up there and in the hair part and hair part and hair part. It's mostly the drawings are here. So there are not much. The system is there, right? There not much system here. It's just mostly the drawings are there. There are not much people living here. But what happen is the problem comes with the motivation, right? So you say who how you are calling, man, how you are calling, how you are understanding the system. We need to understand that the system, understanding the calling of the system is better when we using the system uh, like the Nasdaq style system, the human movement system, the access system, and understanding the system. Those systems we need to appreciate more. So what happens is with that you invest in the Britishers also. So what happens is the Nasdaq people, what they do is only who are only the foreigners they invest in them. Foreigners they invest because they can make them global. They can interference into the new projects. They can interfere into the political system of the foreign countries. So they invest in those people. So they invest in those people, right? So that like they invested in me, they invested in other foreigner people. So they invest in there to have a global interference, right? It's a global interference. But you have to understand the global interference. It's suddenly you cannot have the global interference. Super people will be poor. Suddenly the money is given to someone. There is an opportunity. There is this opportunity. They will raise the people up in the other countries. Your material fatigue you have to understand. So Europeans, why don't they give randomly sell 100 million products in the bulk, in the number, in the ships? Because their material fatigue on the factories, on the machines. Then you need more labor, right? Once you need more labor, there will be immigration of the system. Or immigration of the system, you need to teach them. You have to understand that system, and then the easy money comes in. The slowly the people, what happen is, if I'm doing a bachelor's or degree or something, there are 100 million jobs of the labor, and I'm doing a bachelor's degree, there are only 50 or 100 jobs are there. I will slowly go into the labor class, so the labor standards will be lowered down. So you need to understand those system. So like I was saying, so what happens is the Nike and system, you have to understand the branding system, that net value of the gain of the system. And what happens is what happens is uh, what happen is like the Volkswagen style, right? The Volkswagen, what happen is the uh, so little bit what happen is small companies are there. You try to merge them to the factory. Use the 3D printing, contracting of the system in the system, and putting into the one system is very important in the system. And and the uh, another thing is understanding the system, understanding the diffusion of the system, the particle of the system is and a little bit of the solar system research has to be a little bit slow down. Other planets research has to be slowed down, because what happens is, what is the oxygen level, what is the chemical level, it is already been written up into the system. In the social science, we know what is the core inside the core, what is there in all the nine planets. We know what is going on in there, right? We know what is going on in all the nine planets. So we don't have to worry much. We have to understand the diffusion is there, the cracking of the system is there, the asteroid belt. We have to understand what is the psychology, what is the system is there, how many DNA system is there, how many species are there. Making one species, you have to understand how much how you making the material, how you making the fishes, how you making it. It's a very complex system. It is not easy system, right? And also don't worry about the system. What happen is uh, what happen is the system is what happen is, the way I analyze is it is like the system is up and down, up and down, up and down. The system is there. So little bit understand the Vedas. There are eight logs up and down and stuff, and little bit that the solar moon someone went up, and then they control the names from up. They control the names from up. Someone went up the spacious crowds. We because the Israeli they don't show their studies, right? They don't show their studies. What is going on? What is there? What is there? They don't show the studies. So we don't know, but it's fine. Let them do the work because you guys go with the basic needs, the housing, the healthcare, and the basic car, plane, airfare, trafficking, traveling of the system, understanding the food, psychology, languages, or other languages, mapping of the system, militaries, the fighting, the understanding the border area system is all those system you guys need to understand. And